I'll just have to worry about the rest later. Hold on, I'll be right. I gotta get my coffee. Alright, here we go. Another stream. Except this time it ain't on a good game. It's on a game that I just ultimately despise the most. After making 2 videos on it. And I'm seeing that a lot of people are already joining in the stream. I see 4 people. One of them is me, obviously, because I'm on my phone. I'm not trying to encourage my own views into the live stream. I'm just using my phone for the comments. Just wanted to let you guys know. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to Remind Me to Uninstall Later. Now, from what I'm seeing right here is that the game is mostly playable with the controller. I've already tested before ever since my initial video on this game, and of course that being a review, that it actually is playable with the controller. The only thing is that the controller's having a little bit of a laugh on its own. Not very much I could do about that though, sadly. Hello again, 7-6. Here's the music, loud as fuck. Just playing over while I'm talking in the live stream. Like I can't even hear myself for a little bit. It's good. It's good to be back in a game that I hate the most because I get to even talk more shit about it. And ultimately, I'm a broke fuck, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do some more events. But just suggest to amp up your microphone volume. Actually, about audio, give me a moment. My microphone is not really good. It's a lot more cheaper than my other one, but my other one's like it's like in bad condition. So I'm just trying to turn this down. Dude. No one wants to hear your shit, Jax. Just let me know. Is that better? I turned it down, try to see if I could get it into a good amount of volume to be able to hear myself a little bit more better. I regret playing this game already, but yet I'm doing so ever since the poll had decided that I should play this game again, just for the sake of trying to finish up my progression, and I immediately regret it. The one thing I can't take seriously is just how this game is. Like, that's the main thing I can't take seriously. The yelling made it louder. Yes, yelling made it better because the game is loud as fuck. It pisses me off and it kills my voice. Yeah, I suppose yelling it made it better at some certain point. I mean, basically whenever you play this game and you're like live streaming it, you're basically doing Yelling Simulator while playing a racing game at the same time. At the end of the day, though, once you do that, it's just basically going to kill your throat. Of course, I can't say that I have someone that I've known that has gone through that, but I once known a school student. I think his name goes by the name of Yaid. He once had his voice, like, it wasn't really working out very much. I guess it's because when he woke, I was hearing in when he woke up, his voice wasn't working out very well, like, for a temporary amount of time. But then, at some certain point, he got his voice back, and he was able to talk again. But I think that was later on. It was mostly around middle school. That's when I knew the student. But around that time, some day on that time, I can't remember which one. He did have his he couldn't speak for a temporary amount of time. But the good news is he didn't lose his voice box. That's much as I could say. Speaking of middle school, it was based for its time on my childhood. That much I have to say. It's actually based for its time because this game didn't even exist. Even if it did, I still... this existed since I was inside of middle school. And yet, after what I saw initially before I started doing YouTube, I was disgusted with how this game... A fucking bullshit-ass sprint. I hate this. Anyways, I was trying to say, this existed since I was still inside of middle school. I was a middle school student. Makes you think how bad artists would have it. I can't picture who would have it, so... Yet, how I knew about this game being bad, eventually I had to figure out later on that after watching a Black Panther video after he was playing this game. He was talking about the game, he was, well, to not be expected, his racing wasn't that good when it comes to this game, compared to mine. But regardless to the fact, I still don't like this game. I still fucking hate it to this day. I wish I didn't have to put up that poll that says, should I play this game again? Because I ultimately do not want to. Like, realistically, I didn't even want to in the first place. But yet, I just went for it anyways. Like, this race, what the hell am I even supposed to do? Is there like a specific order you gotta hit these things? That's what I don't get from a stupid game like this. Like, Team 6 doesn't even fucking explain anything about this. This sprint race, their own version of sprint race is utterly bad. I'd rather go play Need for Speed Underground or Underground 2 and experience much better sprint racing from there. This is not sprint racing. This is just unordered checkpoints on a time trial. I'm about to have my own rants on this live stream too. That's not what I would anticipate. I mean, it would be what I mean, I don't really know. I would the way I see this game is just piss yourself off simulator when it comes to racing games. Much like how Flatout is scam of the year. biggest scam of the year for its time being. Like, look, I don't know how you're supposed to get through this kind of event on a certain amount of time. Yeah, sure. I don't get any position. Fuck this game. Looks like an unordered race. Hit the checkpoints however fast as you can do it. Yeah, but this doesn't even have the same tempo as Midnight Club. If anything, maybe even more worse. Because in Midnight Club, there's at least a pattern that you follow in while playing through that game. Well, any kind of Midnight Club game. There's a pattern you follow in on hitting those certain checkpoints. Plus, at the same time, you're not really racing against time, you're racing against your opponents. Look, like this time trial, this is a much more better sprint race. Holy fucking shit, what is this frame drop? Okay. Map layout for unordered races are terrible. Everything is terrible, not just a map and all that kind of stuff. I wrote a review about this game, and I still prefer having hepatitis instead of playing this game for my life while. What the fuck? Well, I guess that happened. Now it lives into my brain for some apparent reason. I guess that's just a glitch I've experienced, and I'm just gonna be living with it for the rest of my life. That's the worst. I'm always unsatisfied with streaming. Streaming is a lot more different than recording when it comes to graphical settings. Look, like, what the fuck is this frame drop? Where does it even come from? How is a streamer like me supposed to go through this when there's massive frame drop like this? This is insane. I'm pretty certain if you have like a bigger laptop, that would make a lot more sense, but that doesn't even make sense for a game like this because it feels like it's been developed for a month. It practically is kind of like a mobile game, except a lot more worse. But yet, it's just laggy as fuck when I'm streaming this and playing this game at the same time. That's what I don't get. It's probably because it's probably because of the whole entire Unreal Engine thing that's going on for this game. I guess that's where streaming setups would make a world of difference. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, when I stream GTA, it just goes by real well, even despite the fact that it lags a little bit. But yet this game just lags real crazy for some twisted reason. It's for some twisted reason that I don't even know of. And yet Team 6 doesn't even do anything about it. For the time they were still with this game. But not everyone can afford one. Sadly. Yeah, I'm broke too. I'm practically broke. I mean, like, not. I still got money, but I don't really have a lot. Just buy big setups that are just like insanely good. Only. It's a pile of scam, but yet it's not as bad as Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was much a bigger low blow for its time. I would say Super Street is second of that. If there's people watching this live stream just for the sake of Super Street the game, because they like this game and they want to have some shit with me, I'm just gonna say this. I don't fucking care. This game fucking sucks. It deserves to be in the dumpster fire. I wish Team 6 never existed to make this game in the first place. It ultimately is just... It deserves to be abandonware. It just doesn't deserve to be... Nobody deserves to say this game is good. I dodged a bullet to never buy this crap. I wish I could. I mean, I could have. Ultimately, well, realistically, I did at some certain point, but then I was like, oh, I have some progress I have saved in here, and it's not gonna be done anytime soon, and I'm just letting it go. So now I'm back here, just playing this game for the sake of it. Ultimately, I regret the decision of making the community poll of doing that. I should have just kept my mouth shut about it, but instead, I just went with it. But there's no turning back now. Not much I could say. There's no good performance parts for me to buy. That's even considering the fact that none of them makes a difference. Like, it doesn't make a difference as to which one you choose overall. You could pick any of them and still get the same exact results. The only thing that matters the most is the style of these parts. Anything that affects the performance of your car. Like, where does the logic come in as to buying different stuff if you could get the cheapest things and yet still have the same results as everything else? That just makes no sense. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Albeit, I'll just use some of these parts to make my car a little bit lighter. It helps out. I never really care very much if there's customization in a racing game or not. And to say the least, that the customization inside this game, aside being stylish, is just highly irrelevant to me, as to being a reason why it should even exist in a video game like this. Actually, this game, I mean, like, everything about this game is irrelevant enough to say that someone should know that it even exists. Ever since my first video talking about this game. May not be the best delivered, but it exists. How the gameplay, physics, and mechanics just feels like how it feels like you're driving a tank when it comes to driving the car. But when you're braking, the braking feels like it doesn't even function that well. And also the fact that Team 6 says this game was developed for 2 years just straight up feels like a lie, to be honest with you. I feel like they're lying on that part. I always have, once before. I always will feel like they have lied about that. And these stupid fucking obnoxious things around me. Light poles, concrete. This, like, the layout of this map is not only bad based on how you drive inside of it, but how everything else is placed, like static props, are also bad at the same time. Just everything of this game screams, just screams to me that my brain is gonna remember this until I pass away. And I'm still always gonna go by the fact I hate this game real badly. And that it's still better off that you refund it no matter what price you get the game for. It doesn't matter if you got it for $1. It doesn't matter if you got it for like 25 cents. You still refund it either way because the game either way, let's just face it, it's just bad. Underneath multiple aspects that it's bad. The only thing that the game ever cared for mostly is the car customization, which explains a lot as to why the gameplay physics and mechanics feels lousy as fuck. Somewhat similar to Fallout 3, but not really. And also, I don't even know why these crash cams even exist in the first place. I hate these stupid fucking crash cams. They're a lot more worse than Burnout Paradise. They're way more worse than Burnout Paradise, as far as I know. I still want to go back to Burnout Paradise, experience those crash cams. Hell, maybe even Burnout 3. And I mean, like, Burnout 3's crash cams are simple, but there were, for its time being, of course, it did have some slow motion. But Burnout Paradise's crash cams, above all else when it comes to racing games, are far more superior. You cannot deny that. They're even more better than this game. They're more better than Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. They're more better than Need for Speed 2015. They're more better than Need for Speed Rivals. It's just a... Still, Burnout's crash cams are superior upon everything else in regards to racing games that has crash cams. Look, this is fucking stupid. There's no point to having these crash cams inside of a game like this. I might as well be a bullet sponge and just absorb this in. Take this game for granted as to me playing this game, but also accepting the fact that I still fucking hate it. Regardless. Any day, any night, I talk about this game, I'm always gonna say it's the worst game to ever exist. Well, at least I didn't get a crash cam for that. If I rubber banded those walls, I probably would have been able to cheese this event. But knowing Team 6, they made this the most obnoxious time trial I've ever seen to exist. Let's see. Clip the concrete barrier and it ended your run. Always hated it when it happened. Collision physics are nothing short of a wow factor done wrong. Yeah, everything about this game is a wow factor done wrong. The only thing that is a wow factor that is actually what intrigues a lot of people is just more of the customization and nothing more than that. somehow Team 6 can do good on styling the customization for cars inside this game, yet when they try to make the whole entire collision physics and as well as the driving physics, everything about those two have gone wrong, regardless. Regardless of whether someone wants to admit that or not. Well, actually, not just someone, anyone who played this game before, and say that this game was good for its time. I still question people's sanity for saying that this game, for them saying this game is good. I don't get how anyone would enjoy a game terribly made like this so far. I just don't see it. I don't really see how that actually even lies to be the case. And if there is some people that have their own point about the game, then fine, whatever. They could keep their own ways as to wanting to play. They could play this game as much as they like. I don't really care. The decision is up to them. The only thing is, I just hate when people have to end up trying to go around, defend a poorly made game, and say that it deserves some recognition when its recognition was thrown into the bin. That's what I don't like. That's what I will never like from stuff like this. And honestly, if anyone's gonna come in and say that, talk about that, I don't give a shit. I stayed out what I stayed out, and that's about it. I don't care what anyone else has to say about this game. I don't really care about their feelings about this game. Nothing. This game is just bad overall. I gotta set up the settings to make the AI a little bit more, change the difficulty a little bit more. Because practically, on hardcore mode, these fuckers are not even. I guess I don't even think it matters. Because when you're playing the game, it's like it doesn't even matter if you change the difficulty. They're gonna be the exact same way as they always have been. Look at this retarded fucking Civic. He's just pushing me. I bought this on discount for at least $6. It's still not worth it. It's much more better that you buy like a kid's meal instead of this game. I at least would prefer doing live streams on Wreckfest instead of this game. Because unlike this game, Wreckfest is a lot more enjoyable to play overall. Last night, actually, I was playing this game. I've enjoyed it. I was playing with a few online lobbies. I'll be honest, the Wreckfest is kind of crazy when it comes to the online gameplay. I actually do like it. It's just wild. You get to party inside of that game. That's the fun. I mean, like, do some destruction and all that, and fall out inside of that, inside of Wreckfest. Abstinence is far better than this game. Don't know what that game is. Might as well download Wreckfest after the stream. And your end? On my end, I already have it installed through Steam. I would play it through the Xbox, but I already have it set up into my closet, meaning I just put it up there. I probably won't be taking it back down anytime soon just to play any games on the console. That being said, though, for console, I am playing I did play the PS. I still have my PS2 set up. So far, I feel like I've been enjoying the PS2 more than the Xbox One. And that being said, there's not even Wreckfest instead of the PS2. That is obvious enough. But sadly, I don't have Flatout, like Flatouts 1 or 2. The only destruction game I do have for that console is the Burnout 3 Takedown. Because so far, that's my childhood game. It's at least one of my childhood games. And it was pretty awesome for its time. Proved that EA had backbone back then for making racing games that are based on destruction. Nowadays, they're just not. They're bad as shit. I'd even question Black Manta's sanity as to talking about the newer Need for Speed games. I did see one of his videos about the quote-unquote underground update, which is involving around drifting and drag racing. I commented on there and said, just go back to underground. I mean, that's true. If you care so much about drifting and drag racing, much like how car customization and all of that, all you could do is just go back to underground. That's just simple enough. A new crew member has enjoyed. Oh yay, look. Another face we're going to fucking forget. There's no refund policy. Huh, not to the parts, but to the game. Yeah, this game is better off to be forgotten, regardless. That was just a little bit of off topic of what I was trying to say earlier. I still think it's much more better that you go back to Underground instead of relying on newer games. Try like Unbound to say that it's somewhat similar, maybe even being good to the Underground series. Somewhat good, maybe even better. I do remember playing through Destruction Derby 64 and in the end 64. I never really heard of the game before. Even if I did play on the Nintendo 64, I've never really heard of that game. I did play Mario Kart, but that was like the only. Well, that was one of the two racing games we only had for the N64. The second one was MRC, Multi Racing Championship. But to be quite honest, those two games were good for the time. I wish we could have expanded. I could have expanded back then on my childhood days for more Nintendo 64 games before, well, whatever happened to it. I'm not going to say that we sold it or anything like that because I genuinely, realistically don't know what happened to uh, our Nintendo Switch, the that my family had once before. I wish I knew. That much I could say. But anything is better than this. Regardless. You cannot disagree with that. That's as much as I could say. Well, Fallout 3 is not any better than this. Look, the AI has proven their artificial incompetence within this game rather than intelligence. And I don't like when my car bounces for no fucking reason! What's the fucking point of these grassy terrains? They're so fucking bumpy! Didn't Team 6 make the Street Outlaws game? If it's the drag racing one, then yeah. I'm pretty certain that they've done that too. But even if they tried, they still done a shitty job, regardless of whatever racing game they're making, whether it's licensed to a magazine or a TV series, or whether it's not licensed to be like that, or underneath the rights of another video game franchise like Fallout 3. Regardless, they should have been bankrupt a long time ago. Why in the fuck is this so fucking dumb? There's two things I hate from this fucking racetrack. One is the grassy terrains that just make you jump for no apparent reason, despite the fact that other racing games don't give you that. And two, the fucking AI! Each and every single fucking race. God, why isn't my brain shut off from this stupid shit yet? I said this once before when I was at work, but it was during the time I was at work. But anyways, I wish my brain would have been shut off, so that way I could have gone to the hospital and recovered from there. Instead of playing this game any further than I should. Well, at least it's not on hardcore mode. These fuckers are way more annoying than they are inside of hardcore. Like, in hardcore they're way more annoying, but at this rate they're not really. Well, they've loosened up a little bit. Except Kenseth for some apparent reason, because he's keeping up like an insane fucking. And that caused me to crash, because I'm paying attention to another AI for some twisted reason that is able to keep up with me. I should have added in for that initial video of this game that this game is nothing more than you having a rage fest as well. Because the multiple things that came inside of this game would have caused you to just want to throw your car off a cliff or something like that. That kind of angry. No, but like you wouldn't actually do it. It's just rhetorically being said. But what isn't being rhetorically said is that I still wish to this day that Team 6 is bankrupt. goes bankrupt. I'm wishing that Ronnie Nellis would go work at EA, see how it feels like to be working with a company that is so fucking greedy. To be honest, if he and the rest of the team were thankful about the feedback they were given about this game initially, and throughout the time they were trying to update this, they would have continued updating it. But they didn't. At one point, they decided not to update this game anymore. And knowing the GX, he's like saying that it's because we decided that are the ones that caused them not to update this game. And that supposedly Team 6 said that. Bullshit! Bullshit! They did that. In most cases, they just did it because they're trying to make another game. But another reason why they're not updating this game anymore is because they're fucking lazy! I want to get rid of this stupid fucking motion blur too. Is there a way for me to take that off in the settings? I would have liked to do that. It hurts my eyes just to see motion blur in a racing game. Fixing your product from criticism is how you improve from everyone, and DGX never understood that. Or he doesn't understand shit. He doesn't understand jack shit. That's why he's the one person that everyone makes fun of at the end of the day, regardless. Because if it's not the criticisms he's gonna follow in, then he's gonna be played on. Like, everyone's gonna poke fun out of him. Everyone's gonna make fun of him regardless. They could do the same thing to Team 6. I mean, both Team 6 and DGX have the exact same thing. They don't reflect on their criticisms upon content that they make. DGX, however, is a different case because he calls everyone haters, despite the fact that we're giving him criticism in the first place, so that way he could improve on his channel. We've improved him wrong on a few things. But yet he's just refuting to that like he's immune to criticism. Yeah, fucking right. And Team 6, for some apparent reason, takes that criticism and says that they would follow in on that criticism. Yet all they said was lip service. Because this game still hasn't gotten an update aside from the new maps. Or I should just say old maps, because they're basically Mexico and all that kind of stuff. And from there, this game never got an update since then. And they still think this game is still good. It just boggles my brain. I don't understand the logic that comes from these people. If you're given a form of criticism, you gotta take it into consideration and work your way through it, regardless of whether you're making a new video or a new game or whatnot, or if you're making updates to that game. Whatever it could be. You take that criticism, you consider on reflecting to it, and you make the changes. You don't deny it because you don't deny it and call someone a hater. You don't that, and you don't really just like take it in and then just leave it there and move on to something else after like a few updates. Fixing a product, whatever it may be, it doesn't really matter what the difference is. It should be taken on consideration that you need to fix it no matter what. Any day, any week, any time. Instead of throwing it in the trash like it's absolutely nothing. Every other YouTuber that does YouTube knows very well that taking criticism is something that they can reflect on. Some game studios that are working their way through to making video games, maybe even updates, reflect on criticism too. But yet, Team 6 and DGX are both perfect examples as to how to not take criticism. I mean, if he likes this game so much, then by all means, whatever. But there's no reason for him to get mad over the fact that people said this was a bad game and trying to defend it. It makes him look like an utter fucking joke, if anything. But no, instead of just not taking into consideration as to trying to get mad at everyone else and trying to defend this game, worry about his own business, he just goes in, complains to every single person that disliked this game. He even made a video about that once before in his initial channel before it got taken down, of course. Like, what is there good from this game? What is there good? That's what I don't get from DGX. What good comes out of a game like this? Because from what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing right now, is the fact that the game is utterly bad multiple ways possible. The only thing they've ever done good the only thing that Team 6 ever done good for this game is just focus on the car customization, and that's about it. The gameplay physics and mechanics are so fucking stupid inside this game. The damage models are, well, the damage itself is highly irrelevant. Same goes for the crash cams. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is a game to be talked about, but more so to being a game talked more so over as to people not liking this. That's at least a better off description rather than saying that this game is actually good. His most recent for the same couple of users commenting for the sake of winning the giveaway. That never will happen. I've been prominent onto that before. Before he did block my second channel. As a matter of fact, another few people were as well. Not just me. And as a matter of fact, speaking of his giveaways, I feel like the previous times he said that he's done giveaways before were utterly lies. Nothing more than lip service to say that he actually did something to make his channel a lot more better. In fact, anything about him is nothing more than just lip service that comes from him alone. What's wrong with this game? Because calling it shit. Game doesn't really tell me anything. You may have not seen my video about the game, Shadow on. I made a video specifically saying as to the gameplay physics and mechanics, how bad they are. The driving physics feel like you're driving a tank because the steering. The braking feels like you can't brake for shit. The braking feels like your car has been unserviced, whether you did or didn't get any brake upgrades or anything like that. The characters in this game were irrelevant, and then I need to remember what other details. I've been so pissed about this game lately because of how I've been going through this run. Let me think. Um, uh, oh yeah, the only thing that they've ever focused on so far about this game is the car customization, and nothing more than that. The characters that are supposedly side characters within this game are forgettable. And for some apparent reason, the graphic settings just revert the way they were, never mind the fact that I've applied them. Right. AI proves that they're better known for their artificial incompetence than intelligence. And this jumping! The mapping of this game is so bad at the same time. Not just the physics and mechanics, because the terrain, the grass terrain. I should have just said that before. Instead, actually, I think I did. The grass terrain, jumping over that grass terrain is legit bad. It gets annoying. I just don't get how anyone says this game's good. I still don't. And I never will. Of course, you may say that... You may ask why it's a shit game. And I am trying to answer the question. And these crash games exist! They're the worst ones to ever exist! Everything about this game's existence. Everything about this game since existence is what makes my brain want to rot even further. I want to forget everything that I'm saying right now. Someday I'm going to have to go to the store and buy some more Angry Orchards apple ciders and try to forget that this game ever existed. Yeah, but looks are not exactly everything. The game, how it feels to play the game, the experience of it, is just pain. I still think that this doesn't even deserve to be called an arcade racing game. Could look fine on max settings, but that's about it. Optimization-wise, it's subpar. The optimization would have caused my whole entire game to crash, probably, if I had the settings up on max while doing this live stream. I could probably put reshade on this game and it would look very decent. Unless you can make a mod of that, because I don't even think that people made mods of this game. I'm not even too sure if it's compatible to having modding capabilities, as far as I could say. If it did, then I would have liked to see people to try to make this game a lot more better based on gameplay physics and mechanics than what they recently are. That would be nice for me to see. That would be nice for me to hear. And it would be nice to see that these crash cams don't exist. That's what I would have liked to see from the modding community. I would like to see them do a better job on the updates for this game rather than what Team 6 has in mind. Reshade isn't a mod, it's a program. Oh. I don't really use Reshade. Probably should, but I never really used it. But I mean, I was on to something about the modding, though. And still, I genuinely think that the modding community, if there was ever one for this game, could have done a lot more better job as to fixing this game. Like, make the gameplay physics and mechanics a lot more better than what they are as of recent. And who knows, making the map even better. Albeit it'll take a lot more longer than just changing the gameplay physics and mechanics. I'm never gonna get these passed through this fucking race. It's a post-processing projector. Okay, a post-processing projector. So I presume it's like, try to make your gameplay a lot more better at some point in a separate window. That's at least the best guess I could say. Despite the fact that it's doing the work behind the game. That's if the modders were to care about this game in the first place. Yeah, I'm pretty certain if they did care. I should have thought about that as well. I wish I did, but I never really think about it. If they actually cared about this game, they probably would have done so. Right now, nobody cares. So that's why nobody even plays this game. Hardly anyone makes a video about this game. And, yeah. That's just about it. Used Reshade once for RBR, and it was cool at first. It was cool at first, but what happened? Well, on my hand, the car is extremely light. But it's not like it... But it feels like it doesn't make any difference. It's to the car overall. And I think the paint job still is still... I still think the skin is a lot more better. Because still like to see... Because I still think that Team 6 is a piece of shit. So yeah, no, Shad, although looks are interesting, it made my game laggy despite how old the game is. Oh no. So Shads, the thing is, you have to understand that looks are not everything in a video game. That much we could both agree on. I mean, yeah, sure, it could look good if you have some high graphics settings set up for this game, plus the reshade program, the post-processing. But gameplay-wise, it's just a pain. I would advise you not to try. For me, well, I mean, you could try it on your own accord, but for me, it's just hard for me to enjoy a game like this, despite the fact that it has its flaws. And there's a lot of them. Like that, the AI being incompetent, as always. The map layout is just really bad. The game just screams PTSD for me, forever, no matter what. The crash cams that don't deserve to exist in the first place, and I don't even know how I end up getting into that crash cam in the first place. I know I hit that pole, but I was at a slow speed. That doesn't mean I should be going through that crash cam, regardless of how fast or slow I was going. If I was going to, because when you play Burnout Paradise or Burnout Takedown or whatever, and you hit something at a slow amount of speed, you're not bound to be crashing, getting into a crash cam. You could do that when you're at high speeds. I fucking hate this stupid game, though. Someday I'm gonna have to talk. Someday I'm gonna have to seek therapy in my life. And who knows, probably get a pacemaker later on in my future because this game is just making me mad. It may not sound rhetorical, and in most cases, I'm not even being rhetorical as to saying that. There being a couple of bottles. Yeah, a couple of bottles of apple cider will do. Make me forget this painful existence. The game can't be that bad, you're overreacting. Well, I wasn't overreacting when I was trying to do my video for the first time on this game, albeit being a review of it. That being said, it was only recorded for an hour and 45 minutes for the sake of the game. But the only reason why I'm overreacting now is because on the fact that I come back to this game, and to no surprise, well, regardless of the fact that I've like a month or two, I didn't even play this game. I ended up refunding it. It was somewhere around Christmas that I got this game. But yet I'm back here playing it. I'm still trying to struggle through with everything. I might send you a link as to what as to my video on this game as soon as I'm done with it. I'll send it through Discord. It is. Had my try on PC on 2022 and deleted it after completing the game. Yeah, I might do the same thing, except I'm not going to complete the sprint races. Those are problematic to me enough as it is. Above all else, I'll be doing like circuit and time trials. It's just that I'll be avoiding the joyrides and the sprints because those, well, the sprints are irritating. They resolve to me on the fact that the sprint races, as I said, are just basically like Midnight Club unordered checkpoints, except you're on a time trial basis. In the Joyride, you're just basically trying to earn whatever amount of score you can in whatever amount of time that's set out for you. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm sending it through the DMs. I don't have a Discord server. I haven't even planned to get on a Discord server. I haven't planned to make a Discord server just because I just didn't. Maybe someday I'll make a server, but I don't know. I sent it through the DM, so you should be able to see it now. Albeit someday I might make a server, just not right away. I didn't even crash out like how you usually do inside this game when crashing into a concrete wall. How does that count as crashing out? I don't get that. That's the logic I don't get. You know what? I enjoyed playing. I still enjoy playing GTA 4 more better than this. That's as much as I could say. The thing is that comparing that video, the one that I've sent to you, Shadow, and to the Need for Speed 2012 one that I had a long time ago, which has 79k views, which I don't even keep track of anymore, is the fact that, well, considering that it's a little bit shorter, it's because the game itself is just a little bit more shorter to describe, to talk about, to review over. Of course, they made a second part, but it was about the game's development. Nothing more than that. There wasn't any... Even if there was gameplay about... Even if there was gameplay, it was just about... It was Drift, Car X Drift. It's less likely received, and that's even to say the least that I wasn't even talking about the game individually. I was talking about how the development was working out to be. It's less likely for me to expect that it would be well received compared to the first video, anyways. My expectations are just extremely low upon everything. Speaking of low expectations, I did have that when I was, after I made 2012 video. The Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 video. I made that video, it existed, my expectations were extremely low as to receiving a lot of views and a lot of likes. Probably even some dislikes. I still haven't looked over as to how many dislikes there are. I actually haven't been keeping track on the video ever since. Well, maybe for a little bit, but then after that I was like, okay, time to move on. Plus, there were some notable YouTubers that were watching the video as well. There was like a guy called Dove7. I'm pretty certain some of you heard he's done some videos on racing games, especially the Gran Turismo games. He done some cursed challenges with Dust Eden, I think. And then N4S, Junior Street Racer, be featured on social media. Yay! Beef. The car community has taken a liking to you. Your ride and efforts are getting more attention every day. You do realize that's not my car, right? The car I drove on this time trial is not my car. This is my car. You should be saying more likely that it's a piece of crap, rather than just praising it. I think I'll take on to the fact to say that I hate this track upon every other track else. There might be other tracks that I might hate more, but this one's what I hate. It's a good thing I titled it's a good thing I put down below for the open window of this game. Remind me to uninstall later. Because realistically, I'm gonna install this someday. Dove's one of Crow's boys. In the same vein, I'm one of N4S's guys. Did see his comment in that video as well, which is to be expected from Mr. Everything Wrong With. Yeah, I had his before Dove did put his comment up there. Like as soon as the video was done being uploaded, N4S had decided to comment in. I think it was like a few days maybe after the video, after I released that said video. Okay, note to self, remind me when to get some bloody ciders and rant about this game for the rest of the night. That probably isn't gonna happen. Because once I'm done with the stream, I'm just gonna go play something else. That's as much as I could say. I might do more of streaming of this game just to try to finish it off. But I'm not gonna do it as much as I would for GTA 4. GTA 4 is much more better off in my point of view, despite the fact that it's not well received throughout my live streams of this platform. I still enjoyed that game, regardless. Even though it's getting like 100 views, I still think that it's not always going to be well received, whether I believe it or not. Whether some people believe it or not, actually. Not just me. Though I could spoil you in his content roadmap. No! Don't! He's probably gonna come after me as if he does that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to hear what you have to say about that. If he has some projects that are in private, that he's doing in private. Please. I don't want to suffer from him. That's as much as I want to say. Uh. Wow, what a great start. What a great start. And of course, Twitter. Yeah, sure. The AI setting functions enough to every single racetrack. Not this one! Funnily enough, his projects are mostly known through his server and inner circle of friends. Won't spoil it for your Thought Patrol safety. No, it's not even that. I just don't even want to know it. If it's meant to be a secret, I don't really want to know what the secret is. Unless it feels necessary. I just don't feel like it's necessary to know what he's planning to do later on. It's just not in my certain point to know what exactly is going to be happening. Unfortunately, I don't have any moderators if you're regarding that for Thought Patrol. Unless it's some other people that are inside the comment sections that are watching over inside the stream. There's not a lot of people, but still. I'm not going to stop and go to another event until I get first place on this one. I don't care what people have to say about it. I know it's probably gonna drive me insane, but I'm trying to do this one way or another. Inside joke, running gag. Nothing about Janice. Lol. Oh, okay. I really need to find out what Janice is about, but, cause, much like how I've been living underneath the rock from interacting with my real world friends, living underneath a rock from YouTube, from whatever has been happening through there. I wish I could mod my way through to make this event have no AI, so that way you could just get first place right away. But I don't have any experience with modding, so I don't think that's gonna be possible. Different noun from mods, borrowed from janitors. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been living underneath a rock from a lot of nouns and stuff like that. I think there was like a big book I had. I think there was like a big book for nouns and stuff like that. Since I was inside of school, I just never read it. I mean, it could be either one, like elementary, middle school, or high school, but still. This is the one race. This is the one race that I think is the hardest one to ever beat. Look, it's because of the terrain, number one. Number two, the AI is so dumb in this game overall, it won't even matter. So, they're bound to be screwing you over inside of this race. The only thing you have to beat them is if you could evade them. Try to evade everything. They use the Urban Dictionary for anything new or unheard of. I need to use that someday. I really need to use that someday. Look at that fucking shit! I wanted to fucking ram him. I wanted to fucking take him out so badly. I swear to God. I wish the damage would have been the same way as Flat Out. I mean, well, yeah, kind of like that, but also Wreckfest. So that way you could beat some sense into Julio and eliminate him from the race. I might as well just go the wrong way and just knock them out. I don't really care anymore. This race is so dumb. At least, I think I got Julio on that previous run. This is gonna be that other thing, like I did the split-second video with the helicopter. The only thing is that this is gonna take a lot more longer because of this stupid racetrack. The AI keeps screwing me over. That slam was personal. A slam to every single AI game is always going to be personal to me. If they were real drivers, I would have whooped their asses. No surprise. No surprise. Honestly, this track is the worst one to ever exist. I don't know how Team 6 expects anyone to make it through this track. Yeah, that slam was personal for spinning me out, bitch. Why am I even saying that? I'm talking to an AI. Talking to an AI inside of this game doesn't even seem like, it's just uncanny. But you just get that feeling that you're feeling like you're racing against an actual person. You're playing with an actual person. But they're not. They're just AI. Did notice that the wide line you took is more optimal way of skirting past the bumpy grass. Yeah, I should have done that. But the thing is, the reason why I didn't want to do it is considering the fact that it probably would have taken a lot more longer just to do that. And by then, a lot of people would have been way ahead of me before I could even make it. I don't want to do any of these events. I don't want to do sprint. I don't want to do joyride. I don't want to do any of those. Could I just get my XP and then just go to a next event? Look, like, I don't even know what the pattern is for this event. It's hard for me to determine what pattern I should be taking just to get through all these checkpoints. And unlike Midnight Club, this game's not giving me a chance. This game is not giving me an option to look over, to open up, to expand my mini map even further to see what checkpoint I should be going. I mean, yeah, sure, I could see that the checkpoints are up in the sky based on the little blips, but that's not saying much. That straightforward isn't saying much. And look, that checkpoint right there was supposed to be on that certain area. How was I? What area? Which way was I supposed to go? That's what I don't get. I don't get this game. I don't understand. Everything about how you do this is very unexplained. Team 6 is basically saying, oh, we don't need to explain all of what you need to do in order to beat these events. You just go on ahead and figure it out yourself. And that's for every single event. Yeah, sure, it's fine enough for the circuit races and for the time trials. But this event alone is just baffles me as to how they think anyone can figure out how to do this one. At least for the sake of my sanity, if you're gonna make a sprint race, at least make it be with against AI. Be much more better than doing some sort of stupid time trial with unordered checkpoints, if anything. And also make sure it's like Need for Speed Underground or Underground 2 when you're doing a sprint race. This doesn't count as sprint racing. This doesn't even deserve the name sprint racing. On my way to grab some food, BRB. Alright. I wanna... I question Team 6's logic so badly. To a point where I want to say this game does not deserve to exist. Delisted from Steam or something like that. Because ultimately, you've proven once before, you're proving now that you made a terrible game. And this time, you didn't even inform anyone as to what to do. There, I did it already. I barely even know what the whole entire path you're supposed to do. But that's not like I'm gonna be able to figure out for the rest of the game, because it's very hard to read the pattern as to what route you should take in order to be able to get through these checkpoints for this race. JDM Graham is hosting an event. Show them how hot your modified car is. Yeah, show them how much of a junker my car is. That sounds accurate enough. Do I get a boss race? Yeah, I got the boss race. And I'm available to do it. Let's go. Oh, that is so bull. Luckily, though, I'm able to keep up with him. That didn't count as a takedown. If I did, he would have been out of action right now. I honestly didn't want to use my boost right away, but I'm not giving myself very much of a choice. No, once I take you down, you stay out of action for a little bit. What is this game? What is this game? Oh yeah, sure. Let the AI give the AI a pass to not be taken out and go experience a crash cam. Meanwhile, the player has to experience that. Fucking bullshit. It's so dumb. Of course, Facebook being Facebook. I would have done that if I could just have this AI been taken out for a little bit. Meanwhile, I gained some room ahead just to beat this guy. Oh, fuck off! Like, that's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. How can the AI be able to do the cornering so well, but it's extremely hard to do this? Well, for a player to do this. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. And he's trying to catch up. He's about to ass grind me. When I say this person goes out of commission, this guy, for fuck's sakes. Rares needs to make a video about this game. Not just me. I mean, I get it. We have our own different ways of what video we should be doing, but to be honest, I think they would have pulled a better job of as to talking about this game more better than I could. Of stating that out as a fact. They did talk about Flat Out 3 before, and I wish I could talk about this game. Yeah, I don't care if I reached up to 300 kilometers per hour. Eliminating my enemies, they don't even be eliminated for a little bit. And this only applies for me. What's the fucking logic of the stupid fucking game? Look at that. Of course, they didn't say takedown yet. But watch this. Watch. Watch. Okay, that wasn't even a takedown either. Wait till you see. Oh my fucking god. At least I stayed back on... At least I got back on track. I swear, I want to break this controller so badly. Yeah, and you stay out of commission being flipped like that. You better. I'm not even gonna be able to go 3 laps of meeting this guy. He's just right behind me. What kind of pattern? Like, what am I supposed to do about this? We could probably outmatch each other, but knowing the AI, they're so incompetent. All they know is how to race the race line. They don't even know how to not crash into anyone. They don't know how to avoid collision that much. How is he not out of commission? Why? I'm just... Oh, fuck off, Ronnie. Look, the takedown is a sad joke. It says he's taken down, but he's not. Because he can't stop driving for at least a few seconds. This game's a joke. The racing in here is just stupid. See? It says right there, takedown. But the guy is still driving. Why? What is the logic? No, just crash out. Just crash out. Why? Making a community post asking them to see if I wanted to, if about me playing this game again, was the worst decision I've ever made. I should have just not even bothered. Holy shit, it's so laggy. Great, off to a start, off to a bad start. It's always for each and every single race inside the stupid game. What is this track? What is this stupid track? Why? Why does this even exist? Okay, I changed my mind. This track's a lot more worse than the other one. Well, at least I got through it. What the fuck is this? What is this AI? Well, at least I got that over with. Back at it. Feel free to quit the game since you've proven your point already. Well, I do want to quit the game. Maybe load up something else, just to not even suffer any further. The only reason why I came back to this game wasn't mainly to prove my point, though. I was coming back considering the fact that I was asking some people to see if they wanted me to to go back to this game so that way I could complete it. And then I would uninstall it later. That would be, that's what I was trying to do. But, yeah, I'll just load up some other game. Just for the sake of keeping my sanity, too. I don't even know what to stream. I feel like I don't have very much good games to stream right now. I don't know. Not that. Hmm. Maybe a little bit of Wreckfest? I don't know. Speaking of Wreckfest, it was a little bit interesting. Um, as I said about last night playing it, I did end up bumping into to a streamer, but except that it wasn't really for YouTube. It was a Twitch streamer. I guess a few people that do Twitch streaming has their interest into this game. It wasn't my first time loading up online. I think my first time was like a few days before that, or a few weeks prior. But you know, it was a little bit interesting. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, they're at the last lap on that one. I'll just join in another way. Wait, if it's a semi, they're talking about big rigs, I think. I don't know. I just think semi trucks and big rigs are kind of like the same thing. Oh, semi clean. So that means not very much crashing. I gotta drive a C class. I'd join you had I installed it, but that's probably for another day. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe I'll come back to streaming this game. That being said as well, the car already becomes overpowered with that motor. Oh god. They have us driving at C-class vehicles. So with the benefit of the doubt, I think that's just good enough. I don't know what else I want to add to the car. Hmm. I mean, that looks good enough. About to drive the Bel Air. But what was the other car I could choose? I could choose the Hornet, but that's terrible handling. Rammer, kind of a little bit. Actually, a lot more better. Already getting ready to race. The only upgrade I haven't installed inside this car would be the pistons. That would have caused the car to go at least up 1 point of the class. It would have made the car go to B class. But I think I'm still good with this choice. Let's go. Probably a little bit too loud. It is realistically a lot loud. I don't know. I couldn't even hear my. All I heard is just loud roaring of the car. Hold on. That and also the game was laggy a little bit. Germany/English. Off the gate, and it's 10 times better than that excuse of a racing game. Yeah, this game's a lot more better. Actually, it's a lot more enjoyable. Especially considering that you crash out someone and it takes a while for someone to get themselves back into the race. At least it doesn't have crash cams, that much I could say. Besides the little part where you wrecked your car and then you're like, did not finish, and then you end up. Oh god damn it! Oh no! There's a lot of people with school buses. One of them's got a motorhome. This is laggy. I can't. It's in Europe. That's a European server. I can't be playing that. That's gonna be too laggy on my end. Hmm. Could this be US? Oh god damn it. It's too late. And that one's European as well. Obviously European. That's modded, so I don't think I'll be able to go through there. Russian. This doesn't even say where it's from. Is there a way to sort regions or servers per region? No, it only says track, name, player, status, and ping. I wish there was. Wait a minute. Let me see. Unless there's filters, I could try see. Ping set for below 100. Nothing found. It doesn't even say. I did. There's just players, there's status as to how many laps there's doing, and then there's ping, which doesn't really help me out that much. Yeah, sadly it doesn't give me very much of a choice. I think I'll go buggy. Well, let me see. What other? Cause the problem. This car's handle a lot more better on the cornering part, but I feel like that's kind of cheating. Given that it is a rally car, of course. I might as well. Most of the time, I'm just unsatisfied with what I'm choosing. So I'm just extremely picky as to what other car. Toyota had intentions to enter a Group S rally with an MR2, but never happened. Well, that would have been interesting. Would have been interesting to hear the story of that someday. Actually, it would have been interesting for Toyota to do that, so that way you could hear the story later on. But if it never happened, then I guess, yeah, it just, yeah. The gears on this thing are awfully long. Not much I could say. Well, there's that. In the meanwhile, while I'm just trying to wait for everyone else to finish up with their race, I'm just gonna go ahead and take around with a few cars. See if I could all... No! Come on! Great, that's great. Now I can't use the Raiden RS for the race. Now I can even go back to modify it. Unless I go back out of the lobby, that'd be a different story. Yeah, I'm not racing the car with those modifications right now. I was trying to change the car. See if I get some different results. Jeez. Okay, that didn't do anything. Oh well. I'll just be taking the buggy then. Jeez. I can't control this car properly. It's a mess. I can't control it that well. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to retire that race. Didn't go well, that much you could say. That car is really a mess. Need to still sort something out with the game. Oh, what? Did it crash? Oh, please tell me it didn't crash. It needs to restart then after changing that setting. Well, that's going on. I'll just be waiting. That's because Group B was too dangerous and there was many deaths, as why Group S never happened. Then Group A took place in 1987, except it was less exciting than Group B. That I know is too much text. The thing is, I never really read into rally that much, like rally racing in general. I mean, like, I don't really look into it. The only times I did so was when I played a Wii. Well, this is more of the gaming side, not really the real life side. When I played a game, I played Dirt 2, and this was for the Wii. And yeah, that was like pretty much the only rally racing game I've played before. Ten years later, it's worth a read. Manga Race, Kingston Raceway, let's go. That kind of sounded wrong when I said that. I mean, like, I feel like that kind of sounded wrong. Oh god, I feel like I'm about to die. I got a few battle buses outside this game. God, I hate seeing the vehicles named like that. Sometimes it kind of reminds me of Fortnite. I don't really even like Fortnite. even. I just got trucked. I wrecked the hearse. Still having the problem. I'm always unsatisfied with the lag. I mean, I get it. I'm playing with a lot of people. That's probably what's causing the whole entire game to lag real badly. Either that, or the streaming is having its own giggles. The OBS does use up some of my some of my RAM in order to be running. Oh, that makes things worse. I could still see the Steam page. I don't want that. I need to go back to fix it. Let's see, does this work? Pray to be it that it should. I don't know what I did. Okay. Oh well. I don't know. The laptop's just weird. Especially considering if you're on a... that still makes things worse. I guess. Going back to the other one. What? What is this? The screen has been stretched out a lot. I tried the 16.10. I haven't tried the 16.9 yet. Hold on. Because I feel like it's the same way as the 16.10. I guess it's because there's a lot of people inside the game. That's probably what's causing all the lag. And streaming don't like a lot of people inside of one stream, I guess. I don't know. Well, that's something for me to figure out someday. Won't be right away, but it'll have to happen some point soon. They meant by bringing an armored car, and I already know what choice I'm gonna make. Well, my microphone was muted again, and I didn't even notice. Again. So, I was trying to say earlier that I do want to do a video mainly onto Need for Speed 2015. And there's a reason as to why I want to do that. The reason why I want to make that video possible is considering the fact that to me it is the worst game to ever exist. Like the worst Need for Speed game to ever exist. I mean, surely enough, Most Wanted. I mean, not Most Wanted 2012. It's got mixed, but the Payback is a lot more worse than both Most Wanted in 2012 and 2015 combined. But I hate the 2015 one even more than the Payback. Well, actually, well, yeah, it should have been the other way around for me to hate the Payback even more. But I mean, realistically, I just don't like 2015 as a game. I have a lot of things to pick on for that game, and then I'm gonna. Well, yeah. And if I mean, I don't really care if Black Panther sees it or not. But if I even do make that video possible, the one thing I'm going to say is I don't care if he watches that video. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I don't care. The video exists. If I make that video, it's going to exist and it's going to stay existing no matter what. And that is even that, no matter the cost. And surely enough, a lot of people could have their own problem in regards to me talking about that game, as to how I don't like it, as to why I hate it even more than 2015. Actually, I just said that. Why I hate it even more than Most Wanted. No, than Payback, sorry. I don't know. As far as I know, the Wreckfest achievements could be really easy to earn depending on how you play throughout the game. Well, anyways, I guess that's just about that. If anything, I'll just be going over to going off the stream because I don't know, I don't really feel like doing doing it for a very long while. Originally, I wanted to stream the Super Street game for at least a while, try to get through the game, and then complete the story as much as I possibly can, but I don't know. I don't even like the game very much. I feel like I regret even repurchasing the game to begin with. But it's too late to refund right now because I already have 3.6 hours onto that game. Yeah. But anyways, that's just about it. So, yeah. Thank you for watching the stream if you have been here. For those who have been here, Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you wish. Same goes for liking the live stream and commenting down below. And with that being said,